All right, it's about a couple days before 3.4 comes out, which means it's time for Phainon's trailer. So before we get into it, just a reminder that if you would like to see this kind of content more often, the best way to do that is to check with me on the Discord, and I'll let you know when I'm going to be doing something and when I'm going to be doing it. We stream live on Twitch twice a week, and that's where I let people know what I'm doing. Also, in the future, if I miss something, I'll probably put it in a pinned comment below, and the links to always are in the description. And I missed quite a bit, actually, in the Myriad Celestia trailer, and I did end up adding a pinned comment with a bunch of corrections of mistakes I made, as well as a bunch of information that was released after the trailer that made some more context for a lot of what was in there. So, before we get into anything further, let's start with the description of the Phainon trailer. Coronal Radiance. So it's a coronation after all. See that white halo surrounding it? That's the corona, a blazing crown of light. But why can't we see it most of the time? Because the brightest lights cast the deepest shadows. Only when darkness falls can the crown truly shine. That's a true thing about the lights in the night sky, but it's in a context that makes me feel a little bit unnerved and unsettled. Who's giving this? I'm assuming they're talking to Phainon, but who is the one giving this story? Anyway, I see some voices here. We have Joshua Waters as Phainon, Morgan Lorey as Aglaya, Melody Muse as Castris, Maide Gabriel Warburton, Cyrene Aiden Dawn, and Anaxa Stephen Fu. Okay, so we got the whole gang here. And this is going to be about a 3.5 minute trailer, so there's probably going to be a lot to process here. Also, if you think I missed something, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Just one last thing before we go. Alrighty, here we go. It's got the same aspect ratio off the bat as Aglaya's trailer, where it's in the weird, thinner aspect ratio, which I like to call super widescreen. Alright, let's drop it to 10, or drop it to 5. Oh, there's that time clock that we saw in the 3.4 trailer again.
Has an end. Then I will be the deliverer.
Okay. Those are some moments that we do see throughout our story. Oh, now this is different. This is new.
Absolutely nothing behind me now.
There's Hyacinth.
After it's over, I'll open.
Hyacinth wasn't listed among the voices in this trailer.
To live for yourself.
Castro's taking a sword there. That's kind of cool.
Normal person.
That's not a wish.
That's not a wish.
Time to see who's better. And stand up and face me.
Oh, he's still fighting the Flame Reaver, even in this trailer.
Why? Why did you? Take them all away.
Did the Flame Reaver kill all of them? I think the Flame Reaver only really killed like 2 or 3 of them, tops. Oh, he's taking a nap in the wheat field.
Ides Elysiae. What is your dream?
It sounds like there's like a music track at the night behind all of this. Oh, he's sparring with a wooden sword there. This is very cinematic. I like how I mentioned that it's a really super thin aspect ratio, and we still have black bars on the top and bottom of the screen.
I just want...
Oh! And now look who's getting stabbed through. Alright. Starting to see his transformation. I wonder if this entire thing we're seeing is actually his trial. Ooh, there comes the weird, like, the remixing. I've already forgotten what this form is called. I think they explained it in the 3.4 live stream. I might have to go back and rewatch it, or is like Keeping Up with Star Rail. The Keeping Up with Star Rail for Phainon was actually kind of weird. Lygus was getting real creepy.
But I will never submit to this idea of fate.
Man, is this what it takes to finally put the Reaver down for good? A Phainon ult? Oh, he's holding the Reaver's mask. Alright, it's Elysia on one side and destruction on the other. Three, 3, 5, 5. Okay. Let's start breaking this down. So, right off the bat, 33550335. I wonder if that means anything. It's 8 digits. It's octocode? Heck, I'm not entirely familiar with that type of code. It could be a date. It could be the number of cycles we've gone through. This number could be very significant. It's probably a date, if I had to guess. If we could break it into like 4, it's like yada 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 yada. But I'm not entirely sure. Now going back to the beginning, we saw this number at the beginning. Is that the same number? It's pretty close. So it ticks up by 1. So this is a counter. So it's counting something. So this might be the number of cycles. It ends in 3-1 at there. 3-6. So it's gone up by 5. Who knows? Maybe that's the death toll. Up, it goes up here. It's by 1, 2, 3. And then it fades there. And then it goes up by another 2 by the end. You see Hyacinth down here. Probably depressed of all the dying people. She wanted to protect everyone. And technically she's still alive, sort of. She's just one with the mural in the Eye of Twilight. So she's kind of sort of still around in the same respect that Castorus is still around. But maybe that'll change pretty early in the 3.4 story. You can see Maide fighting in the background right here. There's Maide. There's iconic Crystalline Blood. And actually, in that same shot, we can see this is where Hyacinth is. She's right here. Where is Aglaia? Oh, there's an Axa right there firing his gun. And then we cut to a different spot where Aglaia and Castris are fighting 2 Flame Reavers or 2 Corroded right here. I'll open a tailor shop, which is what Aglaia has done at several points. Castris taking a hit here for Aglaia is something definitely I could imagine her doing. And that's some interesting imagery they showed to like illustrate her dying. I want to be a normal person. There she is on the ground, turning into butterflies as she dies. Phainon iterating that that is not a real wish. Okay, now this is something that I've been very adamant about pointing out at several times. It's like, the Reaver attacked Maide from behind, so the Reaver clearly knows where his weak spot is. It's like, also, if you're a sword fighter, you should be trying to go for any opportunity to hit him in the back in the first place. He's not guarding his back. It's an opening. It's a weak spot. Whether or not you know it's a weak spot, it's a weak spot. So right here, he's attacking from the front, and now he's attacking from the back. And to be fair, if you're able to put the sword all the way through, you should be able to hit the vertebrae from the front even, if you stabbed him through the front of the chest. So it's like, eh. But yeah, let's look at the death count for the Reaver. He killed Trian. He killed probably Maide, but I actually have some funny suspicions about that, because Maide, surprisingly, is one of the only people, when you go after the events of 3.3, there is no remembrance crystal for where he fought that shows you what happened to him, so they might be saving that for some 3.4 stuff. We don't know. But it's actually possible that he's technically not dead. And if you play back the footage, not in this scene. This scene looks like it's clear through the weak spot. But in the actual story, it looks like it's off, like a little bit to the left. Okay, what is this? Prisoner of Flames! That's what Lygus called you. Or he called you Prisoner who picked up Starfire. Because he has Dawnbringer, the sword. The sun is a star, the dawn is brought by the sun. Hey, this world never again need a deliverer. Oh, hang on, the number's going up here. Oh, it's because it's showing it over corpses. Yeah, that number is clearly the number of deaths. See a Glia falling. You see a bunch of piles of corpses. There's an axe bleeding out. And then we wake up in the Field of Reeds. I think that's a different religion's afterlife. That being said, this also evokes Maximus when he returns home. Phainon of Aedis Elysiae. What is your dream? Which was the quote that we got from 3.2. Or was that 3.3? Yeah, no, it was a flashback in 3.3. Where we got the flashback of an axe asking everyone their dreams. Which I guess I should mention as well, because Castrus's dream was not what she wished for here in this trailer. If I remember correctly. I might not be remembering correctly. Is there like a parade or something right there? Phainon's popular with the kids. Thank God they don't cut to a bunch of dead kids right there. That would be so upsetting, but it would be really on flavor for Hoyo. Sparring with Maide. Friendly sparring. Transitions perfectly into sparring with the Flame Reaver. Which means that there are parallels with more than just Phainon in the Flame Reaver. In truth, I just want... Ooh, that still looks like that looks like it hurts still. So it looks like he's lighting his blood on fire here. That's actually metal AF. Sure, Maide can crystallize his blood. Phainon can light his blood on fire! Shattered glass imagery. There's 2 Phainon imagery, so the Flame Reaver might be an alternate Phainon. That's a very popular theory, and I do think it's very likely. They're definitely trying to paint parallels here. And this transition, this transformation sequence is pretty impressive looking as far as the animation goes. And it's really got digitized effects, really lending into the fact that Amphorius is a simulation, or like the product of an Emperor's Scepter if you follow the events of 3.3. And there is the possibility that he has some relation to Iron Tomb. The Black Tide certainly does. And he has that same digitizing effect that we see with the Black Tide. So, the question of whether Phainon is a hero or villain will probably get answered in the middle of 3.4's story, but as for right now, I'm going to err on the side of he is the hero, he is the deliverer, until he basically betrays us, or tries to do anything other than save the world. He's holding the charred mask. So does he become the Flame Reaper here? Are we going to go through another cycle? But this parallel right here very evokes certain imagery from me. One of the last things we got from the trailer from the Myriad Celestia was Come and Leave the Cave with Me. The allegory of the cave is a story from Plato about moving from the darkness where everything is in shadow to the light of the outside world. And this definitely evokes the imagery of the allegory of the cave. Which, for those who don't know, the EP soundtrack for Amphorius is called Allegory of the Cave. There's a lot of Greek philosophy and there's a lot of Greco-Roman coding in the plotline, design, and themes of Amphorius. So I definitely expect some aspects of Plato's Allegory of the Cave to come into play. And this image right here definitely evokes a lot of those feelings for me. It does make me wonder why we end on this number. But the number ticks up one last time at the end. Will Phainon die? That's actually a possibility. Maybe he sacrifices himself to, like, permanently end the cycle at the end. That's an entirely theory. And then we have the custom logo before it de-reses out. Well, this was indeed probably one of my longer reactions and breakdowns and analysis, and I frankly look forward to maybe editing and looking at this a little bit more closely over time, and I might put anything I may have missed in the comments below, so keep an eye out for that in the future. Speaking of keeping an eye out in the future, one last plug, we do go live on Twitch, and when I do go live on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/sheetstreams, and I will keep people posted on when that is and what we'll be doing in my Discord, links to which are where links are. Now, I have another live stream that I'm probably going to get back to, which you can see right here. That's where I actually just dipped out to do this reaction, and then I'm going to jump back over there. I will probably have this reaction edited and out before 3.4 comes out. I will probably have this out by the end of Sunday night. I could start editing this now, but I have other stuff to do. I want to get dinner, and I want to continue watching the live stream I was in. So, once again, thank you everybody for stopping by. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you all when I see you again. Ta-ta for now.